Why do you keep following me around?
All right, welcome to the Franchise Time Machine. Thank you for the follow, Franchise. Welcome in. All right, tonight we've got one of our theme sims. Usually we do these to either celebrate something in baseball or to commemorate the career of a player who's passed away. So I think both in the same week. We're about a week behind on this. I think it was early last week. Both Terrance, Gore, and Mickey Lolich passed away, and like very different circumstances. Lolich passed away in a care facility. He was in his. Hold on, let me make sure I get the age right. It was 86. No, 85. 85. He would have turned 86 during this year. And versus Terrance Gore, who passed away from complications during surgery at the age of 34, with 3 kids. So very different circumstances. I mean, always sad when someone passes, but I think especially when someone's as young as Gore was and with a young family like that. So I heard about Gore's passing first, and I think he did pass away first. I wanted to do something for him. And then while we were doing that, I found out about Mickey Lolich. And so what we're going to do is we're going to bring multiple versions of Terrance Gore onto the 2024 Royals. And we're going to bring 12 versions of Mickey Lolich onto the 2024 Tigers. Those are the teams they each played with the most seasons. Both coincidentally Mets legends. Lolich pitched with the Mets late in his career. Then, in true Mets fashion, he got he had a I guess disagreement is how I seen it was put. He had a disagreement with the manager and the pitching coach, or maybe it might have been the pitching coach and the trainer, and so he retired rather than continue playing for the Mets. Opened a donut shop and then came back out of retirement and had a really good small sample size season with the Padres. I thought about adding that season in, but I wanted to keep it kind of Tigers because he pitched so much of his career with them, and we're adding him to the Tigers. I think at some other time we'll use that Lolich Padres season for some other sim because he was coming out of the pen. He had a sub 2 ERA. Seemed like he had a really good season, so I wanted to use that season at some point. And then with Terrance Gore, I actually thought we were going to have to cobble together a peak version of Gore. You know, we might take his bat from one year and his speed from another year and maybe defense from a separate year. So we imported all of his seasons, and it turns out the seasons where he played the most games and had the most plate appearances is actually his best season all around. Best bat, best glove, best base running. And so we're just going to go with that. We're going to bring that version in 3 times. So the other, let me pull up his BREF because I thought one thing that was interesting about him was he had an outsized space in my baseball memory relative to his career. So in my mind, he had this big presence as like a base runner and a base stealer and a really exciting player to watch and just kind of a fun player all around. And but then when I saw his stats when I was getting ready to do this import, I was pretty surprised. So here's this BREF page. All right. They do have his Mets picture on here, even though he spent the most time with the Royals. He did end his career with the Mets. I don't know if that's why. Also on Wikipedia, his picture is a Mets picture. But I will think of him as a Royal, I think. First 4 seasons of his career with the Royals. And then came back to the Royals after a year at Chicago with the Cubs. It's this year where he came back in 2019. It was only 58 plate appearances, but it's his most complete season. He had 275, 715 OPS. It's only a 91 OPS plus, but the 13 steals, the 5 caught stealing, just a dynamic base runner. And I guess it's for those reasons he had kind of a bigger space in my baseball memory than he actually had in the baseball. I guess statistical history. The other thing is, I believe he started his career with 13 straight stolen bases without getting caught, which is kind of cool. And then, has these great 5 stolen bases, 0 caught stealing, 3 versus 0, 11 versus 2. Off year in 2017, two steals, 2 caught, and then six steals, no caught again in 2018, and then the 13 and 5 in 2019. So we imported him multiple times, this 2019 multiple times, without nerfing his stats. You have the option when you import players with a small stat line. You can either let the game just bring them in with the ratings it would have based on that small sample size, or you can have it apply some sort of small sample size penalty. And I think in most cases, I would recommend that you use the penalty, because you don't want these small sample size players to kind of take over the league. But when we do these sims, since they're for fun, I'll often turn off that option and not nerf those small sample size seasons. And so, 50 plate appearances, 51 at bats, I think usually would get nerfed a little bit, maybe not too severely, but I didn't want it to be taken down at all. So he's going to come in as if that were a full season worth of stats. And then for Mickey Lolich, it was pretty easy. He had 13 seasons with the Tigers. I guess we can pull that up too. Let me pull that up for as long as we're talking about him. Mickey Lolich. So he had 13 seasons with the Tigers. One of them was a negative WAR season in 1966. And usually we bring in 12 pitchers, 14 batters when we do these. So I thought, okay. In fact, it was Smiley Face Jan, I think, who pointed out that we could take all his seasons but one and have 12 pitchers. So we did that. Took out the negative WAR season. But then it turns out the Tigers had 13 pitchers in their OOTP roster in 2024. So I didn't want to bring in a negative WAR pitcher. Right, I didn't want to bring in negative WAR Skubal, because that kind of Lolich. I didn't want to bring in a negative WAR Lolich, since it kind of defeats the purpose of paying tribute to him. So instead, we let the Tigers keep Skubal. So it's 12 Loliches and Skubal is what we ended up with. So this negative WAR season is replaced with one Terrance Skubal. And, it's not that it was such a bad season, but it is, his lowest ERA plus, his only negative WAR season. So seem like... Oh, this is the Padres season I was talking about. He came back after a year of retirement running his donut shop. 2-1, 1.56 ERA, which is a 2.14 ERA plus. And 1.183 whip, which is among his career lows. He had a few where he was sub 1.1. But really good season. So I'd like to do something fun with that small sample size season. So those are players we're going to bring in. And then I'm going to do a custom pack giveaway form for this because usually we do one team, but tonight we're doing two teams. So I want to make sure we have questions for both. So let me find one from a recent... a recent sim. Oh, this is harder than I thought. We've been doing a lot of peak performances, which take place in different years. We've been playing a lot of dead ball creator rosters, so we're doing a lot of roster builds. So I'm actually having a hard time finding a form for just a regular season here. Where's the most recent creator roster? Okay, here's one. We'll copy this one. All right, what is this? Episode 587? And I'll put this in the stream in a second. Speckle, thank you for the channel point reduction for Scritches for Crouton. There you go, buddy. These are Speckle Scritches. Alright, Scritches have been delivered. He is kind of napping, but I think he's awake, just chilling out. Well, the stream before me is running over, Speckle, so no one's raided in yet, but we're going to get a big raid here shortly. But if I waited to go, I would have been streaming too long, because I need to do some stuff after stream tonight, so. So this is Terrance, Gore, and Mickey Lolich tribute sim. Alright, let me put this in the stream. I'll work on it in the stream. Alright, here we go. In today's stream, we will be paying tribute to two former MLB players who passed away last week. Terrance, Gore, and Mickey Lolich. Three copies of Peak Terrance Gore 2019 will be added to the 2024 Kansas City Royals, as well as the stolen base leaders at each position Kansas City Royals single season. With adjustments made to form a complete roster. Speckle, things are going well. I hope you're doing well too. I hope that cold is starting to clear up for you. Nerd America, good seeing you in the chat. Welcome in. 12 different versions of Mickey Lolich will be imported to the 2024 Detroit Tigers and replace every pitcher on the roster except for Terrance. Packs will be given away. Packs will be awarded based on guessing how the Gore-led Royals and Lolich-led Tigers perform in the 2024 MLB season. All right. It's a fall spring day. Does that mean it's like a spring day, but it's going to go back to winter right away? All right, so let's see. So we're going to have 2 sets of questions for all of these. Will the Gore-led Royals make the playoffs? Will the Lolich-led Tigers Oh, Dr. Dynastic, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Doc, I hope you got all your off-season Red Rock League stuff that you wanted to do today done. And as always, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. We've got today one of our theme sims celebrating the careers of the late Major League players Terrance Gore and Mickey Lolich, who both passed away last week. Mickey Lolich at the age of 85, and Terrance Gore, I mean, not that every loss isn't tragic, but, I mean, tragically at the age of 34, leaving behind a family with 3 kids. Just brutal news. If you're a fan of baseball, if you watched baseball in the era when Gore played, he was, you might remember him just like as an electric base runner. I remember his smile. He had a great smile. He played with the Mets for 1 season. And yeah, it's so, it just seems wrong to think of someone like that being gone so soon. Yeah, big time speed for sure. And so normally we do this on one team, right? If we're celebrating somebody or a group of people, we bring them onto one team, often the Mets because they're my favorite team. But we're doing something different tonight. We're bringing 3 versions of peak Terrance Gore and the stolen base leaders at each position, the single season stolen base leaders, the Royals single season stolen base leaders each position. At least in such a way that we can actually build the full roster. So Terrance Gore is going to be the corner outfield spots in the DH. And we brought in a couple of center fielders, and then all the other position players based on who had the most steals for the Royals in a single season. And then we built the lineups and stuff just like as we would if we were given those players. How would we try to put together a lineup to win as many games as possible? And then for Mickey Lolich, he had 13 seasons with the Tigers, and we normally bring in 12. And so as I was going through, like, rating the seasons, Smiley Face Jane was in the chat and pointed out, why don't you just pick the one season you're not going to import and just bring them in? So he had one -war season. In 13 seasons with the Tigers, he had only one -war season. So we're going to bring in those 12 seasons. Here, I can show you his BREF. Right, so 63 to 75 before he went to the Mets. He had only one -war season in 1966. And usually we're bringing 12 pitchers and 14 batters when we do these sims. Well, once I did that, we realized the Tigers actually had 13 pitchers on their OOTP roster that year. And since we're celebrating his career, I didn't want to bring in a -war Mickey Lolich. And so we let the Tigers keep Scooble. So it's 12 Loliches and Scooble pitching for the Tigers. And it's 3 Terrance Gores and a bunch of base-stealing Kansas City Royals on the Royals. And we're going to let the AI sim the season. And we were just updating the pack giveaway form to reflect the kind of specific nature of this sim. So every time we do one of these, we have a pack giveaway. 7 packs for first place, 3 packs for second place, guessing the outcome of the sim. So I'll update this form live. That way, if you have any questions, you can ask them. So I don't want anyone to miss out on points because, the question was worded in a confusing way or something, or an unclear way. Vindaflay, sorry if I said that name wrong. You used to fall spring being one or a couple of warm days followed by more winter weather. Not a warm day and cold night. Warm day and cold night is just how spring and autumn work where you are. I actually have never heard the term fall spring, but now I'm going to use it because it happens all the time, right? I just didn't know it had a name. Okay, so the first question we use is, are the Gore-led Royals going to make it to the playoffs? And will the Lolich-led Tigers make it to the playoffs? I care less about if they win their division. So let's take that one out. And then, will the Royals make it to the World Series? And then, will the Tigers make it to the World Series? And then, will the Royals win the World Series? Oh, the Toils. I combine Royals and Tigers to the Toils. Will the Royals and will the Tigers win the World Series? Okay. And then I'll just put, will a player from either team? And I should probably clarify so I don't get any complaints that the question wasn't clear. Will a player from either the Royals or Tigers win the Cy Young Award? And then will a player from either the Royals or Tigers win the MVP award? And just as a note, we don't let pitchers win the MVP award. Hold on, let me ban this spammer. Okay. Oh, Mod Speckle doing mod things over there. Thank you. All right. And then how many regular season games? We're going to do 2 of these. How many regular season games will the Royals win? No, you know what? So here's the thing. I don't like to because first place is open survivor style. It kind of matters which question comes first. And so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to ask how many regular season games will the two teams win combined? Because then it doesn't matter if I ask the Royals question first or the Tigers question first. It's just how many games are they going to win. Okay, and then after that, so we only determine first place up to there. Once we determine first place, we skip to the next set of questions. Everyone comes back in. Everyone's back in the running for second place except for the first place winner. So you get another chance here. So we can delete this one. We'll delete this one. This one we can combine. How many players from the Royals and Tigers will make it onto the All-Star team? How many Royals and Tigers Gold Glove winners? These are all going to be combined. Okay, now the mouse hover questions. Oh, you know what? Offensive categories, Royals. Defensive categories, Tigers. Well, let's see. Speckle, it looks like you cleared the chat, then you turned on followers only mode, then you turned off followers only mode, you enabled slow chat, and then you disabled slow chat. So I think we're good. All right, so because we're only offense we're touching is the Royals offense. So it'll be, what will be the Royals team, the Royals MLB rank. And I don't, do I need that apostrophe? I don't know. What will be the Royals MLB rank and runs scored? What will be the Royals MLB rank in batting average? And what will be the Royals? And then since the pitching is just going to be the Tigers, what will be the Tigers MLB rank? MLB rank in ERA and Tigers MLB rank in strikeouts. And by the way, Scooble is in the bullpen because I did want to feature Mickey Lolich. And I'm going to take away the defensive efficiency because I don't think that's dependent on the pitching staff. But, you know, I guess we'll leave it. We'll leave it. Tigers MLB rank. Okay. And then how many regular season home runs will hit by the batter who leads the Tigers and Royals? No, you know what? Just the Royals, because the Royals are the offense. Yeah. All the offense questions will be the Royals. Who leads the Royals in home runs? You have to keep in mind, these players were selected for their ability to steal bases, not for their hitting ability. The batting average, highest batting average for the batters on the Royals. This actually turned out to be pretty fun. I thought it was going to be a hassle, but I actually kind of like this. The Royals questions being the offensive questions, and the pitching questions being for the Tigers. The highest OPS on the Royals, with at least 300 plate appearances. And the highest batter WAR. Now keep in mind, I do believe the AI, the OOTP WAR calculation does like stolen bases quite a bit. If you didn't know, the OOTP, the BREF, and I believe the Fangraphs WAR calculations are all different. And then for the pitching ones, how many strikeouts will be thrown by the pitcher who leads the Tigers in strikeouts? Most likely a Mickey Lolich, unless Scooble has a huge season in the bullpen. The lowest ERA with at least 100 innings on the Tigers. The lowest whip of the pitchers on the Tigers. And then the highest pitcher WAR on the Tigers. Okay. So, you know, I'm going to add a little thing up top that says the offense-related questions will focus on the Royals, and the defense/pitching related questions will focus on the Tigers. Oh, and I was going to add one last question, because the final tiebreaker is who got the last question, the latest question correct. So I'm going to add a final question, because of the nature of the sim, is going to be how many regular season stolen bases by the Royals team leader in stolen bases. Okay, because I want that to be the final. I can't scroll anymore. That's as far as it'll let me scroll. I guess I could change the screen size. Maybe it'll show up then. Is that better? Does that show up better? Okay, I think that did show up. It's easier to work with if I can see more of the page, but then you can't see the very bottom. So now this is the final question, which means potentially this is the final tiebreaker. And I want it to be about stolen bases, because originally this was going to be the Terrance Gore tribute sim. So, okay. I'll take you through look at the rosters and the lineups and everything. But let me publish this form real quickly here so that people can start guessing if they want to. You don't have to be present to win, so you can guess now if you have to take off. But I think, you know, people who stick around and check out the rosters will probably have an advantage because they'll get to see what we're working with. Okay, link to form for today's first 10-pack giveaway. I say first because I'll be streaming in later tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll have additional pack giveaways during that stream. And tonight, while I'll be streaming, I'll be doing my PTMS drafts. I have 3 teams in PTMS that I'll be doing drafts for. So that should be fun. Even though I'm a base game player, quote unquote base game player, I've had a good season in Perfect Team, so made 2 PTMSs on the traditional side and 3 on the draft side, so it should be a lot of fun. I was hopeful that I was going to have 2 on the draft side, so I was very surprised that I snuck a 3rd one in. I was expecting 0 on the traditional side, so that was a big surprise to me. And I did not know what was happening until Claydog told me that, you're going to be in PTMS. I was like, yeah, for draft. He's like, no, for both. I was like, oh, that's not expected. But we built those rosters last night, and it was a good time. I was pleasantly surprised at how fun it was to build those rosters. One team qualified playing Iron, the other team qualified playing Silver, and the roster limitations are low Diamond to high silver, I think. And I was like, well, the iron team's done. Maybe the silver team has a chance. But I was kind of pleasantly surprised. The iron team, I think, was able to put together a decent roster. It helps that there are some really good clubhouse cards that I think can help level the playing field a little bit. And there's also a variant cap of 11, so at least I won't be facing 26 variant teams. So we'll see, but it was a lot of fun building those rosters. And then hopefully the drafts will be as fun. For me, the big highlight, though, is that Ezra Denny qualified for PTMS. So if you don't know Ezra, I highly recommend you give him a follow. He'll be streaming later tonight around 8:30 Pacific time. He is the host of OOTP After Dark, also an affiliate streamer, so you can get drops from him. Does a 1986 Giants save with a seventh inning stretch, always featuring some sort of pop culture or baseball nugget, often from that era. Previously, he was doing a 1950s and 60s Giants save, and I really enjoyed those because, it's a bunch of stuff from before my time. It was really cool to learn about. And just a super fun stream, good time, really fun chat. And also on Saturdays, he does Straturday night, which is he plays some strategy games that are non-OOTP, so no drops, but still a fun time. And so yeah, anyway, so he qualified, which was great. So we'll look forward to maybe even running into him in the tournament, which would be fun. All right, so the forms there, you can start filling that out. I will take you through a tour of the roster. It would be good if I opened up the game. Let me get that open. All right, let's see. Well, I guess I don't need to be logged in. It's a perfect team. We're just using the base game side. I did want to kind of peek though and see. Let me check in. I have a couple teams in a weekly right now. I'm just gonna see how they're doing. Also, if you didn't see, the pre-sale for OOTP27 has already started, so that's exciting. And one reason you might want to get in on that is the loyalty packs and everything. I'm hoping they're going to do it the same way they did last year, where if you order through FastSpring, you get your loyalty packs for pre-ordering. Steam doesn't allow pre-ordering, but they let people who bought in the first week of Steam get the loyalty packs too. What you can't do on Steam though is get the 3 days of final beta, where you can kind of play around with the game before it starts. But if you're a Steam user, you probably have your reasons for being a Steam user. So I don't know if anything is enough to convince you away from. I'm a Steam user, and I would be hard pressed to move away. But I do appreciate that OTP still makes it so that we can get the loyalty packs and stuff. Oh, you know what we might have to do before we start the sim? I'm a little worried that we're gonna run into. I was thinking about maybe doing this one perfect draft. No, I think it'll be fine. I think we'll have time. All right, let me load up the sim and then I'll put it on the screen. So we did a roster build previously on stream. That was episode 583. And then we built and then we imported the roster and built the lineups and stuff in episode 584. So it's kind of a two-step process. All right, so here's what the teams look like. It's the Royals and the Tigers. Let me make sure the mailbox settings are right. Good, they are. Okay. So first look at the Royals. Their pitching staff is unchanged, so this is what you get here. Right, the rotation's a bit mixed. You have some really good starters and then a couple of average starters. You've got Bubic in the bullpen. Yeah, 27 games, no starts in 2024. Those are real life stats. Hey, Brown Bag Mulligan, welcome in. So Bubic in the bullpen, but Lugo, Regas, and Waka, three really good starters. And then Marsh and Singer, not bad, just kind of average. And then the lineups are what changed. Right, this is where we brought in. So, George Brett was originally a first baseman that year, but had the most stolen bases for Kansas City Royals first baseman. So we brought them in based on the most stolen bases in a single season by a Kansas City Royal. Once they were on the team, we moved them around a little bit to make the best lineups possible. So we moved Brett back to third. We moved Offerman into first. We made sure we force started Terrance Gore in left and right field and at DH. And Willie Wilson and Carlos Beltran will split time in center field. So that's what these red positions mean. The red position means we're force starting them. So Bobby Witt Jr. is force started at short. Brett's going to be at third. Merrifield's at second, and Offerman's at first. If we didn't do this, I was worried that Willie Wilson would start at center and that Beltran would start in right or left. And we wanted to make sure that Terrance Gore got his plate appearances in games because ultimately I wanted the focus to be on Gore and Lolich. So that's what it looks like. Look at the steals. Lots of 80s and 75s over here. Willie Wilson's an 85 off scale. Mondesi's an 85 off scale. Our lowest base stealers are George Brett with a 65, Bobby Witt Jr. with a 65, and then Fran Healy with a 65. And then we'll shift over to the Tigers. Oh, one thing I would make sure is I'm going to crank up the stealing on the Royals, but we'll make sure that's done. So the batting is unchanged. This is just the original 2024 Tigers batting. And then on the pitching side, this has changed completely. Oops, that's the Royals pitching. Right, so 65, 67, 69, 71, 65, and 72 Mickey Loliches are the rotation in that order. And then 75 and 73 Loliches are the stoppers, 74 and 64 are the setups. We would put Scooble in middle relief. The AI would have put him higher or in the rotation, but again, I wanted the focus to be on Mickey Lolich since it's a Terrance Gore Mickey Lolich tribute sim. So we relegated Scooble to the middle relief role. Probably want to make this normal usage too, just to make sure the Loliches get their innings. So what did we put for? I think we left them at base strategy, which I think is we'll shift them to small ball, or no, not small ball, sabermetric. And for the Royals, let's go back to the Royals. We're going to do sabermetric, but we're going to crank up the base stealing. You know what we'll do? We'll put it here, one above, and then I learned this from Smiley Face Jane, which I think is really clever. You sort by stealing. And then everyone 75 or above, we're going to give the green light to steal. Oh, we did this already. Yeah, everyone, look at this. They're all going to be cranked up. Okay, so that's right. That's all set. All right, so let's go ahead and save this. I think I saved it as a quick start. Let me see. I just saved this, so it should be fine if I do this. And I just want to see if I saved a quick start of this yet or not. I did. Okay. I'm going to resave it though since I made a few changes. Sim26 or Lolich V2. Kind360. I'm going to do my PTMS drafts tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific time. So if you want to stop by then, you can check it out. Okay, Nerdovac wants to see the pitching staff again. Well, the Royals pitching staff is unchanged, so I'm assuming you want to see the Tigers pitching staff. Since that's the one that's changed. That's what the Tigers pitching staff looks like. Did you do yours, Kynan? How did it go? I didn't even look at the format yet, so I don't even know what to expect. My best formats are single and 2-level formats, so if it's something like that, that'd be great. My worst formats are the traditional and the ladder. So, you have screenshots? Okay, great. All right, so yeah, so what Nerdovac does is clever. He'll take screenshots when I show the rosters, so that if he does want to look at them, he can just look at the screenshots. So, and I try to leave them up long enough for people to do that. Oh, high heat? That's awesome. I love high heat. That's one of my favorite formats. That's great. I think that's 6 rounds of perfect and 7 rounds of diamond. That's the tricky thing, though. It's only 6 rounds. When it's 7 rounds, you can have a whole lineup and 5 starters. When it's 6 rounds, you have to choose where you're going to go lower level, right? I'm probably going to try to go 5-man perfect rotation and then pick my spots for where I'm going to give some ground in the lineup. But I think high heat is more challenging because of that. You get 6 perfect, and the first 2 rounds are 100 plus. But is it 7 rounds of diamond? Because that's what makes it, I think, fun and challenging. Speckle with more scritches for Crouton. Thank you, Speckle. The channel point redemption. He is still snoozing. Oh, that's a good way to split the difference. Go 5 perfect and one of them be Shohei. Yeah, if you can get like a Dahigo or a Bullet Joe or a Shohei, I think that's a really good way to split that. Because then you don't have to compromise on either side as much. But there's a lot of RNG involved in that, right? So you can't count on that to happen. But congrats, that's awesome that you're able to get the Shohei in that format. A lot depends on the RNG. For those who don't know, Kind360, one of the best draft weekly players this cycle. Pretty consistently in the top 10, I feel like, weekly, and one PTCS in draft weekly, if I recall. So, I got facts, I got receipts. I swept you in a like a meaningless weekly. You won PTCS. the 2 are not equivalent. That is one of the fun things about Perfect Team, though, is there are really great Perfect Team players, and you will run into them in tournaments, which is super fun. You'll run into Smiley Face Jane. You'll run into Kind360 in a draft weekly, right? So So you get to see your teams play against some of the best. All right. So yeah, this is I think the Tigers pitching ones will be very interesting because there are some top-notch seasons in here, but and the depth is actually pretty good. He only had one 2.5 star season. The rest are 3 star or better, which is kind of amazing. But there's no 5 star seasons in here, and the offense is still the 2024 Tigers offense. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, the same could be said, I guess, for the Royals because it's the original Royals pitching staff. All right, so let's see. How are we coming in the pack giveaway form? I do want to start the sim pretty soon. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. That'll be your 3-minute warning to do the pack giveaway form. And it'll give me a chance to refill my water and stuff. And then we'll be ready for the sim. We'll close the forum. We'll take a look at the guesses. We'll look at the AI's preseason predictions. And then we'll start the sim. And we will celebrate the careers and lives of Terrance Gore and Mickey Lolich. See you all in a few minutes. Good luck, everybody. All right, I believe we are back from ads. Let's take a look at the pack giveaway. See if we have how many entrants we have. All right, does anyone else want to enter? I will leave the form open. if you want to submit a form. Otherwise, I'm going to get ready to close the form and start the sim. Again, it's 7 packs for first place, 3 packs for second place. And if you're working on your form, let me know. I will keep the form open. I know it's a bit long. But part of that is because we have fun with the tie break. And I'm going to set up the spreadsheet version of the responses while you all do that. I know we're missing at least one submission because I'm pretty sure Nerd of Anarchy was working on one. If he was asking to see the pitching staff, I'm pretty sure Nerd of Anarchy is going to enter. So we've got at least one more incoming. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm setting up the spreadsheet so you've got time. Okay, I think that looks good. So I'll be ready to share that once we close the form. We did have really good turnout the last Friday stream I did. Sometimes the Friday stream pack giveaway participation is kind of low, especially considering how many viewers we usually have. Late night's always pretty healthy, no matter how few viewers we have. So just a different ratio of people away from their keyboards, I guess. Alright, since no one else has asked me to keep the form open, as soon as Nerd of Anarchy submits, I'll go ahead and close the form. We'll take a look at the guesses, and then we will take a look at the AI predictions. Always fun. Sometimes AI is super accurate. Sometimes it's pretty off, and it makes me curious to know how that algorithm is working, like what the AI is actually doing. The projections do change. If one time we did it, and I realized there were some mistakes, so I had to change something and redo it. And when we got to the predictions were very different, even though nothing materially had changed. It was just some superficial stuff I had to change for the sim. And so it's definitely not. It's not. It doesn't seem to be a calculation. It does seem to be some sort of simulation because they came out differently the 2 times we saw for the same sim. All right, so we're going to close the form now. Unless I hear from chat. I'm still happy to keep it open if someone asks me to hold off, but I'm going to close the form. And once I show the guesses, I can't reopen the form, because that's not fair to the people who've already submitted. All right, so let's take a look and see. There are only 3 of you today, so pretty good odds. I feel bad for the one person who's not going to win packs. But let's see. All right, everyone thinks the Royals will make the playoffs. Everyone thinks the Tigers will make the playoffs. Only 1 of you thinks the Royals will make it to the World Series. 2 of you think the Tigers will make it to the World Series. Okay, that's interesting. No one thinks the Royals will win the World Series, and 1 thinks the Tigers will win the World Series. Everyone thinks there will be a Cy Young winner between the 2 teams, and 2 of you think there will be an MVP winner between the 2 teams. Okay, good. I mean, better than all the answers being the same. This is good. We may not even get to the win total tiebreaker based on those guesses. Thank you for participating. We'll look forward to giving away those packs after the sim. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. This is where we're going to sim to opening day. And you'll see up here it says generating MLB season predictions. We go to MLB, reports and info, and then preseason predictions. Okay, the Royals 128 wins. The Tigers 94 wins. Wow. Both playoff teams, so both potentially can make it to the World Series. They're gonna, if that happens, they might have to go through each other to get there. So, which would be fun. That'd be fun to see. 909 stolen bases for the Royals. What is the major league record? Let me look it up. MLB record. Team stolen bases. Season. The modern record is 347 by the 1911 New York Giants. The second most more modern is 341 by the 1976 Oakland A's. So, Kynan says that's not stealing, that's a full-on heist. Yeah, it's almost triple the record. It's 2.5 times the modern era record, pretty much. That's amazing. And the Tigers pitching on the strength of all the Mickey Loliches, 1,808 strikeouts, which is great. 384 walks, which is, I think, the lowest. Second to the Mariners. But the Royals' original pitching staff actually lower projected ERA than the Lolich Tigers. Remember, we didn't do anything with the Royals' pitching staff, so that goes to show you the strength of that Royals' original pitching staff. In terms of top players, let's screenshot the top players. Only 3 of the Loliches made the top 10, but 2 are in the top 3. And again, to the point about the Royals, they're sandwiched in between 3 Royals. Lugo, number 1. 72 Lolich, number 2. 71 Lolich, number 3. Then Reagans and Waka, both Kansas City Royals. And then you go down to number 9, you have Mickey Lolich from 1969. On the batting side, only 2 in the top 10. George Brett at number 8, and Bobby Witt Jr., who's from 2024. The reason he's imported is we imported these players with career fielding, and that actually gave him better defense than the 2024 Bobby Witt Jr. profile, so we went with the imported version. But Brett projected to steal 42 bases, Bobby Witt Jr. projected to steal 51. I wish it let you just see all their projections, because I'd love to see where those 909 came from. And how many are coming from the Terrance Gores that we imported. But yeah, 909 stolen bases, incredible. Looking forward to this. So to get to actually the opening for either of these teams, you have to skip past the Korea series. So we have to go to the 28th of March. So we'll sim to that. The Dodgers and Padres did split that series in Korea, so they're both 1-1. And let's watch this Royals team in action. I kind of want to see this. And then the other thing I'll do is we'll sim to the first Tigers-Royals game, and then we'll watch that. All right, so we're going to hide scores and then quick play the game. Oh, I forgot to... Did we not finish the roster? Oh, we didn't. We have to get rid of 2 players still. Okay, we got to take care of that. All right, so I think Joe Foy and probably UL Washington. Yeah, so Foy and Washington. Okay. All right, now it should let us play the game. All right, so we got Gore on second, top of the first, with Merrifield at bat. A little blooper to right. There's also the base running speed, too, that we haven't talked about, but there'll be tremendous base running speed on this team also. You know what? We're not going to see the stolen bases if we do it this way. Hold on. Let's watch replay, and we'll just watch when the Royals are at bat. I don't want pitch by pitch. Is this... Okay, I think this is fine. Alright, so top of the first, we'll just do half inning. Okay, 1 hit, no runs. Alright, Terrance Gore leading off. Ground ball past the first baseman. Excellent. Base hit. Throw to first, not in time. There he goes. There goes Gore. He's in. First stolen base. Nice. First of 909 stolen bases. Whit Merrifield. Oh, into the gap, right center field. Right at the Kauffman Stadium sign. The throw in, not in time. That's a run scoring double. So small ball run there. Still no outs. Bobby Witt Jr. pops him up to the catcher. George Brett. 1 out, 0-1 count. The runner's going to third. No throw. Stolen base number 2 for the season. The first one was by Terrance Gore. A. There's 3, right? There's A, B, and C from 2019. All right, so Merrifield steals that base. And then George Brett still at bat, 1-1 count. Slow roller to the pitcher. The throw is not in time. Brett showing off the wheels. Maybe the slowest player on this team, but fast enough for that. Carlos Belt throw to first, not in time. Brett is going. The throw is not in time. Stolen base number 3 for the team. 3-0 count for Beltran. Draws the walk. Base was loaded. Terrance Gore B, the right fielder, up at bat now. Ground ball up the middle. Terrance Gore drives him in. Nice. The trail runner's going. The throw home, not in time. Trail runner advances. No force play for Offerman. 3-1 count. Draws the walk. The speed is just destroying right now. Terrance Gore C, the DH, up at bat. Full count. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit through the infield. Throw home. Lost a trail runner to advance. 5-0, 1 out. John Wathan, who once stole, I believe, 30-some bases as a catcher. Bloops one into center field. And now second base will be open. Second base is open. The throw over, not in time. The throw over, not in time. There's going to be a lot of throwing over, I think. Yeah. Wathan's going. No, there's no throw. Stolen base number 4. 909 in the season. We have 4 in 1 inning, and the inning's not over yet. We might blow away that 909. All right, Terrance Gore goes down on strikes. First out, second out of the inning. Whit Merrifield up. 2 outs in a 1-2 count. Goes down swinging. So 6 runs. Minnesota half inning. They got 1 hit, no runs. Bobby Witt Jr. 3-1 count. Drives one to left. That's going to... Oh, not get caught. Diving left fielder misses it. Witt is... Stand up at second? Yeah, stand up at second. George Brett. Ground ball pass. Nope, to the second baseman. Runner advances to third. That brings up Beltran. Goes down swinging. 2 outs and a 2-2 count for Terrance Gore B, the right fielder. Ground ball through the infield for another run scored. Offerman. Gore's running. The throw, not in time. Stolen base number 5. Stolen base number 5 for the team. Ground ball to second. Oh, the second baseman boots it. Oh, my goodness. Is Offerman going to run? Nope. Gore hits it to third. The throw to first in time. All right. 5 still. Oh, they score 3 in the top of the third. Wathan leading off the third. Line drive to deep center field over the center fielder's head. That'll be extra bases. That's a double for Terrance Gore, the left fielder. 3-2 count. Hits it to first base. Runner advances. So runner on third with 1 out for Whit Merrifield. Ground ball to first. Unassisted. Runner advances. Run scores. Not sure those screenshots help when everyone has 70 speed. Yeah, everyone has 65 or higher base stealing. All right, 2 outs and a 2-2 count for Bobby Witt Jr. with the bases empty. Checks his swing, goes down on strikes. All right, half inning, scoreless. George Brett leading off the fourth, 1-1 count. Ground ball to third. Oh, it's an infield hit. That might end up turning into a double, depending on what Brett does here at first base. Throw over, not in time. Throw over, not in time. The pitch. Beltran rips one to left, base hit. First and second for Gore, the right fielder, 2-2 count. Goes down swinging. Offerman, full count, 1 out. Goes down swinging. Gore the DH. 2-2 count. Struck out the side. Wow. All right, half inning. Scoreless. Wathan leading off again. Ground ball to the third baseman. The throw over is in time. Gore the left fielder, the leadoff Gore. Goes down swinging. This guy's racking up strikeouts here. Whit Merrifield. Ground ball to short, over to first in time. Half inning, scoreless. Bobby Witt Jr. Throw to first is in time. George Brett. Ground ball to third. Over to first in time. 2 outs for Beltran. Oh, fly ball to deep left field. Oh, right at the left fielder, though. That'll be 3 up and 3 down. 1 run. So it's an 8-4 game. Gore, the right fielder. 2-2 count leading off the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop grabs it. Throw to first is in time. Offerman. 0-2 count. Pops it up. Terrance scored the DH. Blooper in the left. That's going to drop in. Gore is running. Do we have stolen base number 6? We do. Stolen base number 6. We had 5 in the first 2 innings. That took a while to get to number 6. 1-0 count to Wathan. Ground ball to second. Throw to first is in time. No runs. Terrance scored the left field, the leadoff batter. Pops him up. Whit Merrifield, full count. 1 out. Checks his swing. Oh, he walks. Dangerous base runner. Bobby Witt Jr. Throw to first, not in time. Throw to first, not in time. Ground ball to short. Should have been running. Oh no, they don't throw to short, so they get the out at first. Merrifield advances to second. No double play though. George Brett with 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Fly ball to right field. That's going to hang up long enough for the out, and another scoreless inning. All right, it is a scoreless ninth, so the Royals do win 8-4 with, I believe, 6 stolen bases. One, two, three, four, five, 6 stolen bases by 6 different players too. Now 3 of them were versions of Terrance Gore, but spreading it out. All right, very nice game by the Royals. Let's also go take a look at the season opener by. What is this? I specifically had Scooble in the bullpen. What is this? Shenanigans. I wonder if the problem is the Tigers are managed by the AI. I think I can set Scooble to be reliever. Oh, you know what? I can't because I'm not managing them. Let's see. How can I do this? This is the thing where you're in commissioner mode. I feel like you should be able to control all the decisions of every team, like even the manager stuff. Yeah, I think I have to temporarily make myself the manager of the Tigers. Can I do other human managers? Or I could act as Detroit. Let's do that. We'll act as Detroit. Or can I create another human? How does that work? Can I create another human manager? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll add another human manager. Sushi McMochi. For the Tigers. And then. So. Nervek, do you have a screenshot of the Tigers pitching staff? Because then I'll just recreate the Tigers pitching staff. I know Scooble's in the bullpen. If you can send me that screenshot in the Discord, I'll just try to recreate it real quickly. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Nerd of Anarchy, aka the king of second place, has won so many packs coming in second place in our pack giveaways. I mean, also wins first place, but just dominates second place. And arguably, second place is the harder to win because you have to get all those, numerical questions right. But yeah, king of second place. So oh, you put okay. Okay, you put it in the channels. Okay, let me find that. All right, thank you for that. 67, 69, 71. $65, 72. So 65 is who we're missing. Oh, look at this. Look at these. They even did some shenanigans here. They brought in Brian Herder and Jack Flaherty. Look at that. Look at those shenanigans. It's a good thing we came in here. We would have missed that completely. Okay, we had 75 and 73 as the stoppers. There have been 7th inning with backup roles set up. Okay, and then we had 74 and 64 as the setups. And there would be secondary role stopper. And then we had 68 and Scooble as the middle relievers. You know what? I bet they completely blew up our lineups too. Oh, no. Their lineups I didn't set because they were just the original Tigers. So, okay. So we're going to save this. And now that it's human managed, it should be safe. But just in case, I'm going to force Scooble into a pitching role. Force role reliever. And these starters, I'm going to force 67. Oh, wait, they're already, 67. I'm going to force them all into starter roles. 67. Force role. So I don't even mind when stuff like this happens because then I get to show you on stream like how you can adjust for stuff like that, like this. So then 69, strategy, force role, starter. Just in case the AI tries to pull some more shenanigans, I'm going to try to mitigate that. Force role, starter. It might still, mess with the rotation order, but 65. The other thing, though, now that this team is managed by a human manager, we should be able to get win probability graphs and stuff for it. The default setting for OOTP is if it's not a human managed team, you don't get win probability graphs or game logs or highlights. I don't know if you knew that. So that you can change it so you get those for everything, but then the file size of the save becomes huge, as you can probably imagine. But now we'll get it for these two teams, which is nice. So I think we can lock strategy, but I think this only locks this higher level strategy. I don't think it necessarily locks the player strategy. But we'll see. But Nerveki, thank you for the help on that. That was great. Appreciate that. Okay, so now let's save this. And let's go to scores view. Okay, so it is now Lolich against Crochet. Hopefully this works. Let's see. We'll quick play. Go to highlight reel. Oh, I thought we would have it because it's human managed. Okay, well, we can go with the box score. Tigers won. Lolich went 6 2/3, 2 earned, 4 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Did give up 2 bombs, But then 75 Lolich came in and got the win. 2 1/3 scoreless, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. All right, so both teams off to a good start. Let's go back to acting as... This is my concern. When I go back to acting as Kansas City... Oh, no, wait. I still want to act as... I want this... He still acts as Detroit. And then when I go to Kansas City... Oh, yeah. I want to switch managers. Oh, if I can only have one active manager at a time, is it going to mess up the Tigers again? Let's test it out. Let's test it out. Oh, I didn't hit add. Okay, hold on. We have to add a manager. That's what I did it to. This is where we're going to add Mochi Mitsushi back in. And all my managers are Japanese because I'm Japanese. Commissioner mode. And they'll be Kansas City this time. Oh, wait, I can't... All right, how am I going to do this? PBE Sim, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope you had a good stream. Thank you for the shout out, Mod Speckle. This is what we're doing tonight. We're doing a... Oh, this is not a roster build. Where is the... This is a theme sim. Here it is. Theme sim, episode 587. This is the Terrance Gore and Mickey Lolich tribute sim, where we brought 12 versions of Mickey Lolich and added them to the Tigers pitching staff for 2024. And we brought 3 versions of Terrance Gore, and then the Kansas City Royals players are the highest single season stolen base records by position to the 2024 Royals. And they're playing in the 2024 season. The Royals stole 6 bases in their season opener and are projected to steal 909 bases on the season. So it's already been off to a pretty fun start. What we're trying to do is figure out how do we human manage 2 teams so the AI doesn't mess up our changes. Okay, so then let's switch over... So let's switch over to Mochi Mitsushi and give him the Royals job. Oh yeah. We can unhide scores now. Okay, so let's turn that off. Okay, so now we have one human manager managing the Royals. And this all still looks good. And then we have one human manager managing the Tigers. And... Oh, sorry, that's the Rockies. I was like, uh-oh, it changed back, but that was the wrong team. Okay. Yep, Scooble's in the bullpen as we wanted. Okay, So it looks like that might work. All right, so let's go back to, let's do one more test day just to make sure this holds. Okay, the Tigers are the big concern. And the Tigers don't have a game today. Okay, so let's look at the Royals. The Royals also don't have a game today, so we just sim to tomorrow. And let's look at the Tigers game. Okay, Scooble's back in the rotation. What the heck? I have him forced in the bullpen, and he's still starting. And the human manager. Let's get this manager back up. Okay, what are you doing, human manager? Why was that all undone again? What the heck? Well, no, but I need him to pitch in the bullpen though. Okay, there's one other thing I can check. Manager options. Yeah, these are all supposed to be human managed. They're not supposed to be AI managed. So I don't know why the AI is making those changes. According to this, all these should be done by the human manager, not the AI. But the AI just undid all the changes I just made. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jason. But my point is like, why should we have to do that? Why is this not working? Why is this not working? This says that the manager should make the decisions, not the AI. Yet the AI just overrode all of her decisions. Oh well, that's right. Yeah, I even have I even have something for that. AI gonna AI. The thing though, it's not the lineups on this team; it's the pitching staff. Does 7-day lineup include pitching staff? Is there? Do they have custom? There's no custom pitching staff like there is custom lineups. Look at that. They all undid all of her roster moves too. They brought Flaherty back in. And Herder, Georgia Tech legend, Brant Herder. They took our Loliches back out. Look, it even still says here, position locked to relief pitcher, and he's in the rotation again. Man, that's frustrating. Okay, let me get this back to what I want it to be, and then let's figure out which way to try to lock this. All right, Scooble, you're in the pen. 67. 69, 71. 65, 72. And we should be on our second pitcher now. All right, and then 75, 73 are the stoppers. Hello, Hollywood Ty. Welcome in. And then our setups were 74, 64. And then I think it's Scooble and 68. Okay, now let's save this. And then let's figure out how to lock this in. You are Hollywood. I'm sorry. Yeah, we had once we start the sim. Once we start the sim, well, we don't start the sim until after we've gone over the guesses, and once we've gone over the guesses, it's too late. Act as Detroit. Manager options. The manager should be setting everything. You don't have checking do not disturb will override this. It will let the AI make decisions like lineup, depth charts, pitching staff. That's why I don't check this. I just uncheck these things down here. So these should still. Since the coaching system is disabled in this game, the default AI is used for tasks you do not want to take control of. But I have taken control of all these. That's what's frustrating, is I have taken control of all these and it's still doing some of them. I mean, this is the most annoying part. He's clearly locked into a bullpen role, and the AI still tried to start him. Now, I don't know what more I can do. Like even if it messed up the bullpen, like he should not be moving over here. It clearly has him set as relief pitcher. Yeah, even though I have him forced him into a bullpen role. He's forced role reliever, and the AI keeps moving him to the. Yeah, so to help with that, that's why I have all the Mickey Loliches have their year attached to their name. Well, this should only be in what order they go. It shouldn't be who's in the rotation. Even the lock strategy, I didn't. I mean, I thought it was like worth trying, but I think this just locks this page. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we didn't do that, did we? We didn't change his position to reliever. Well, no, he is. His position is relief pitcher right now. When we forced him into that role, it did change him to a relief pitcher. He's an RP, so I can't change that. It's already changed. I mean, the other thing I can do that might be helpful is I can delete Flaherty and Herder. Those are the two pitchers that he keeps trying to bring in. Actually, I can just delete the whole reserve. So that'll help with one aspect of it. Because we have injuries turned off, suspensions are turned off. Well, we don't have openers, followers set. I'm a little worried that if I turn the follower button on, it'll do something even weirder. It's a good idea, but I'm a little worried that it might. No, no, the AI has taken over before when I've tried to do multiple teams, but this is the first time I wanted something so structured that it was very obvious that it was very obvious that it was messing stuff up that I clearly don't want it to change. In the past, it was stuff that we were like at the end of the season, would be like, oh, it looks like it called someone up. We should do this with the Royals too, just to be safe. We should delete their reserve as well. We put Gerald Perry and UL Washington there, so that's fine. It's just if... Yeah, these are all people we moved, so that's fine. And all the batters should be all caps because they're imported players. Yeah, so that's okay. But just to be safe, let's delete all these players as well. Okay, so at least there'll be no roster move shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, I forced these 5 to be starters. Maybe if they can't be moved off the team, maybe then the combination of forcing starters and forcing Scooble as a reliever will work. Let's see. Let's see if that helps. All right, so today's game should be fine because we made that change, but I'm just worried about the next game. It is a loss. Lolich got the loss. It's the relief pitcher to Lolich. 75 Lolich came in. He gave up 3 earned runs in 1 inning. All right, let's go back and let's see how the Royals do. They win 5-0. How many stolen bases did they get? Oh, only 2. Wow, it's way down from the 6 they had in game 1 and the 909 projected for the season. Okay, so here's the real test. We're going to go to the next day. And does Scooble show up in the starting pitcher spot? Dang it, there he is again. It undid all those changes again. Even though he's forced relief pitcher, these are all forced starting pitchers. I mean, what's the point of setting this if the AI is just going to ignore it? Wow, that is really annoying. The only way around it might be to cut him. I might just have to cut him. Force fire the manager. Oh man, why does he keep doing this? I've got a human manager. The human manager is set to be in control of all these things, including lineups, pitching staff. All this stuff is not supposed to. It's human manager or AI. I clearly did not select AI. All right, here's what we're gonna do then, because the AI is being difficult. I'm going to give up on the bullpen. I'm going to cut Scooble. We're going to replace him with one of the bullpen Scoobles. We're going to go back to the original starting rotation, though. So 67, 69, 71. $67, 69, 71, 65, 72. We're gonna delete Scooble completely. Because he's not even safe in the reserve because he keeps bringing them back. So we're just going to delete this Scooble completely. And the one who was paired in middle relief in them was a 68 Lolich. So we're going to clone the 68 Lolich. Okay, we have to go to the free agent list to find him, which is also an annoyance. And we're going to assign him to the Tigers. All right, and I'm going to give up on setting the bullpen. I'm just going to let the AI do it because clearly the AI is going to keep taking over. I am going to keep these guys all assigned as starting pitchers. But I'm going to let the AI do its thing with this bullpen because I'm tired of arguing with it. And then let's see how this goes now. So where's the Tigers game? Here it is. Okay, 71 Lolich. All right, let's quick play the Royals game. Now, the Royals are starting the players in the positions I asked for, so that's still going well. That's acting like it's been. The Holland wants us to say the projected starter is still Scooble. That's amazing. Wow, only one stolen base and one caught stealing. The stealing has gone way down. I wonder. Okay, has Kansas City now played shenanigans with the strategies? Holy cow, it did. It reset all the. I bet the player strategies are reset too then. They are. Okay. All right, we're only 3 games in. We're going to restart the sim. And we're going to try to. We're going to start from the beginning with the 2 things I just said. We're going to let the AI. We're going to give up on Scooble and just delete him. All right, this is why we save a quick start because it left off kind of where we want to be. But we're going to save a new quick start because it's not exactly where we want to be. See, I'm wondering if we're starting off in Kansas City, right? So, okay, I did mess up at one point where instead of creating the new human manager, I just switched the manager. So that might be why Kansas City got reset. So we're going to start as Kansas City. These strategies should be correct still. No, they're all reset. All right, let me go back to the original quick start then. Maybe we need to do that. V4. Let's go V4. I don't know that it's a thing to fix or if it's just user error, though. Drifter210, I know nothing about Prospect League, so maybe someone in chat can answer your question. Alright, so this one should still have the strategy settings because it's before I switch teams. Oh, no, wait. Healy. Yeah, okay, everything's gone. Dang it. Yeah, because Foy and UL Washington are still on here. We have too many players. So, okay, so let's... All right, at least the lineups are what we set. So we'll cut Foy and UL Washington. We know we have to do that. And just to be safe, we're going to delete all these reserves. And we're going to set the team strategy to sabermetric, but with base running. And on top of that, we're going to make our top base dealers aggressive, 75 and up. Okay. So that's done. So let's save that. Now we're going to create a new human manager. We're going to add a manager. Who is going to take over the Tigers. Okay, so now we should be able to where was the switch managers? Oh, here, select active manager. I guess I do have to select active manager, right? Because I'm still the manager of the Royals, so I do have to switch to the manager of the Tigers. Well, so they're both active. Maybe that's the problem. I just leave them both active, maybe? Maybe I unselected. Maybe when I thought I was switching who the active manager was, maybe I was unselecting. So will it make me make changes to the organization? It looks like it's still going to let me. Okay, so I think here's what might be what happened. When I came here and I did select, when I picked one, maybe I unselected the other. I don't know. We're gonna try this though. And we're gonna force Scooble. Oh, you know what? It's not letting me do a player strategy because I'm not the manager. Right, I don't have the player strategy option. Okay, so I do have to switch active manager. So here's the question. These both have asterisks next to them, I guess indicating that they're active. If I switch over to Detroit and I go back to that screen, do they both still have asterisks next to their names? They do. Okay. So now under Scooble, I should have game strategy. I do. Okay. Oh, so maybe under the player I have to lock strategy. So someone suggested this earlier, but I just did it at the top level. Maybe I have to do it here. So force him as a reliever, lock to team, lock strategy settings. Maybe that'll help. And then I'm going to do the same with the starting pitchers. Force him into a starter role and lock strategies. All right, if this works, I've learned a lot about how to manage multiple teams in one save. Okay, and there are no reserve players they can call up to mess it up either. Sabermetric. We're going to lock this. Now let's go back and look at the Tigers. Or let's look at the Royals. We're going to lock this, and then all the player strategies that we did, we're going to lock those too. Oh, let me make sure I got these right. Wathen. I sorted by the wrong thing before, so I'm going to... Yeah, so I sorted by speed instead of stolen bases, so I need to fix that. So these are now all right. Okay. But I think what I'm going to do is... Yeah, lock to team will disable AI promotion demotion. Lock to team will also disable AI control of settings. So let's do that for everybody. Okay. So that should help with the stolen bases. The problem is a lot will change as soon as you advance to the next day. That's when everything kind of gets undone. But let's go ahead and save this. We'll save this as a quick start. I think we're up to 4. Sim 26 for Lolich E4. Strategy is locked. Let's see if that helps. Let's just see what happens if we move forward one day. Yeah, we switch over to the Tigers manager. And we look at the Tigers Pitching staff. Okay, it didn't change it. I mean, we did sim a day forward and it didn't change it. Now let's sim a day forward. And now let's switch to the Royals manager. And let's see if those stolen base settings have been changed back. They have not. Okay, this is promising. This is promising. Let's sim the opening day. Let's look at the MLB. Oh, these are all not set. And therefore, these are probably not set. And also, then so are these. All right, let's save again. Okay. We should be able to go to MLB reports and info preseason predictions. 934 stolen bases, so that still looks right. Let me screenshot this. That's even more. That's even more than last time. It was 909 last time. The Loliches have been downgraded a bit. There. But let's see. All right, Detroit's pitching staff still looks okay. Let's go to opening day. Here's the big test. Skubal not in the rotation. I don't know which thing did it because we did a lot of things. But Skubal not in the rotation. All right. So let's see how this game goes. Okay, the Tigers got crushed. Lolich got rocked. Oh, lots of unearned runs, though. So actually not their fault. Urshela and McKinstry kind of blew it there. And let's look at the Royals. Royals win 13-3. And Gore C stole 3 bases. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 stolen bases. So that's working. That's working. All right. So it looks like problem solved. So let's sim the rest of March because that's just a few games. All right, and then so that's what are we? We're 3 games in. And we have okay, let's see. 3 games in, we have 14 stolen bases. Cleveland has almost as many with 12 though. We had 10 in the first game, so we only... Okay, did they reset our strategies again? Is that what happened? We go back to Kansas City. No, that's still set. All right, maybe it's just an off couple games for stolen bases. Let's do another month and let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, the stolen base totals are going through the roof. All right, Carlos Beltran is batter of the month. 16 consecutive steals by Terrance Gore C. How many team stolen bases do we have now? We are 31 games in. And we have 174 stolen bases. That's amazing. Okay. Now, the other thing we need to do is let's check in on Detroit. And let's see how the pitching is going. Scooble's still in the pen. Lolich is still in the rotation. 67 Lolich getting rocked, 7.71 ERA. All right, but they are 17 and 13. They are in wild card position. So we're right as of right now, both of our tribute teams will be going to the postseason. Tigers are right now out of the wild card. They're 28 and 29, so they're actually tied for the last wild card spot with the Yankees. The Royals are 39 and 20. Terrance Gore B has 53 stolen bases, and we're still on June 1st. We are now at 348 stolen bases in 59 games. We're off the pace of 939 stolen bases, though. But it looks like, let's look at Detroit's pitching stats. Yeah, Scooble's coming out of the pen still, it looks like. Yeah, Scooble's got 13 innings. All the starts are going to the Loliches. Okay, everything seems to be working right now. All right, we figured it out. We don't know what change fixed it, but we did fix it. So at the end of June. We got to get the Tigers in the playoffs. Okay, they are in wildcard position now. They're in second wildcard position now. Let's go. So the player of the weeks, I think we can check each. Yeah, so April. Let's look at April. When we come in May 1st. April bat of the month was Carlos Beltran from our Royals team. He hit 353, 9 home runs, 25 RBI, 26 runs scored. And the pitcher was from neither team. For May, which would be June 1st, the batter of the month was Jose Ramirez from the Guardians. The pitcher of the month was from Toronto, so neither team. And then in June, which would be July 1st, Tucker was batter of the month. Oh, that was week. That was of the week. Tucker was also batter of the month. And Joe Ryan was pitcher of the month. So no pitcher or player batter of the month for us, for either team. Okay, Tigers still in third place, but they are now in the second wildcard spot, which is good. Royals still in first place. And Terrance Gore, all the Terrance scores are first, second, and third in stolen bases, 76, 68, and 64. right, so now we're going to sim to the All-Star break. Hey, you know what? Let's do this as the Kansas City, because I'm more interested in the stolen bases right now. Okay, 17-game winning streak for the Royals. Wow. Detroit now tied for the first wild card spot, so that's great. Both teams look in good shape to make the postseason. One more game to get to the All-Star break. Okay, let me open up a file where I can save some information here. Okay, this is Sim 26. Alright, then let's see how many All-Stars we got. Let's check out the All-Star voting. First, let's make sure Scooble is still not starting. Yep, still no starts, so that's good. That's holding. Okay, and then All-Star votes. We're looking for Royals and Tigers. Mark Canha is second in voting for the Tigers. Colt Key second in voting. Whit Merrifield leading the voting at second base for the Royals. Third base, no. Shortstop, Bobby Witt Jr., second in voting. Left field, no. Center field, Carlos Beltran, over 5 million votes. Right field, Kerry Carpenter, third in voting with 4 million votes. Seth Lugo, first in voting at pitcher. 69, Mickey Lolich, fifth in voting. Bubic from the Royals, tops in voting at reliever. All right, let's see who was actually selected. We're going to be adding up the Royals and Tigers who were selected. So 69 Mickey Lolich was selected. Seth Lugo was voted in. Cole Reagans was selected. Bubic was voted in. Whit Merrifield was voted in. George Brett was selected. Bobby Witt Jr. was selected. Carlos Beltran was voted in. Kerry Carpenter was selected. I have 9. Let me go back from the bottom. Carpenter, Beltran, Witt, Brett, Merrifield, Bubic, Reagans, Lugo, Lolich 69. Yeah, 9. 9 All-Stars. Okay, let's go to the home run challenge. Do we have any players in there? Kerry Carpenter, unchanged from Detroit, is in there. None of our Kansas City Royals, but that's to be expected. We were optimizing around stolen bases, not power. Kerry Carpenter advances past Juan Soto, facing Max Muncy in round 2. Kerry Carpenter advances to the final against Giancarlo Stanton. Kerry Carpenter for the Tigers, no doubt inspired by Mickey Lolich, wins the home run challenge. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's go to the All-Star game. And the AL wins 6-1. Wow. Let's see what our players did, if anything. Beltran 1 for 3 with a run scored. Carpenter 0 for 1. Brett, no at bats. Merrifield 0 for 2. Witt 0 for 1. The pitching side, Reagan's 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Lugo, 1 inning, struck out the side. Nice. Bubich, 1 inning, 1 hit. I mean, in general, pretty decent showing considering we lost by a lot. All right, let's go finish the month of July. "19-game winning streak for the Royals. Waka was pitcher of the month. Brett, third in the league in batting. Lugo, Reagan's first and second ERA. Lugo leading in wins. The Loliches, first and second in strikeouts. Wow. I was not expecting them to be bringing that much stuff. All right, we'll do the month of August. Tigers still in the second wildcard spot. Now in the first wildcard spot. 10-game RBI streak is a lot by Bobby Witt Jr. 12-game winning streak. 34-game on-base streak by George Brett. Whit Merrifield now third in the league in batting. Bobby Witt Jr. third in RBI. The Gores now, all three have 100 stolen bases. Lugo sub-2 ERA. I'm looking for Detroit players too. The Loliches first and second in strikeouts. All right, let's go to the end of the season. Tigers are in the number 1 wildcard spot, so it's looking pretty good for both teams to advance. Okay, Royals have clinched. 43-game consecutive stolen base streak by Willie Wilson, our center fielder. Splitting time with Beltran. So Beltran, I don't know how they're both playing so well, but they are. Lugo and Reagan's 1 and 2 in ERA. Lugo, Reagan's, and Marsh 1, 2, and 3 in wins. The Loliches first and second in strikeouts with 1 game left to go. Let's just go ahead and finish that game. All right, these are now should be final. Oh, there might be a game 163. Yeah, the Cubs Marlins though, so no AL. Yeah, just an NL game 163. All right, Witt Jr. and Beltran go 30-30. Lugo wins the ERA crown. Did he win the pitching triple crown? Lugo. First in ERA, first in wins. Oh, the Lolich is finished first and third in strikeouts. Crochet had a big game to pull ahead of the 71 Lolich. The Gores, 132, 125, and 120 stolen bases. So, Terrance Gore tribute, Terrance Gore went nuts. Let's see, hit 243. I'll be curious to see how many runs he scored. This one hit 278. This one hit 276. Tons of stolen bases. All three would have led the NL too. So they led the majors stolen bases. 114 win season. And the Tigers also qualify for the playoffs with a 91 win season. So let me screenshot this. And then let's go to playoff coverage. All right, we've got Boston versus Detroit. So let's watch those games. All right, let's see. Orioles win 4-1 over the Twins. Ooh, brutal. Tigers lose a pitching duel 1-0 to Nick Pivetta and the Red Sox. Lolich went 6 innings and struck out 14, but gave up the lone earned run. Oh. Man, how are the Loliches translating so well into stuff here? 75 stuff. In 1969, he had an 8.7 strikeouts per nine, but for the era, that's a lot. And so they gave him 75 stuff. And then 75 stuff in 2024 translates into 285 strikeouts. So that's how it works. It's how you are relative to your era. So he had relatively high strikeouts per nine, and when he comes to 2024, he carries that relatively high stuff rating with him. All right. Which is why you can have a guy from the dead ball era, like we saw when we were doing some dead ball testing. Hannes Wagner has an 85 home run rating because he hit like 6 home runs in 1907, which is more than anybody. So he gets an off scale power rating. Well, it was not more than who was it that hit more than him that year in our Sims? Was it Gravy Kavath? It was one of those dead ball guys hit more than him, but he gets a huge home run rating because his home run total relative to the majors was very high. Okay, NL. We don't have a dog in this fight, even though the Mets are playing 9-1. Braves 4-2. Twins 6-4. They tie that series up at 1 apiece. And the Red Sox win 5-2. So they've eliminated our Loliches. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to get a Lolich versus Terrance Gore matchup. That would have been really fun. But I think the Mickey Loliches acquitted themselves very nicely in 2024. And could still win a Cy Young Award. It would be nice in this tribute sim if it worked out that way. All right, Mets win 8-7, so they advance. They're going to wait till round 2 to really met it up. And the Braves lose 5-4, so that series is tied at 1 apiece. And the Orioles win. They take a 2-1 series lead. Padres win 9-7. They take the 2-1 series lead. Oh no, it's 2-1. That's elimination. Sorry, it's best of 3. All right. ALCS. Nerd of Anarchy with switches for Crouton. Thank you, Nerd of Anarchy. Hey, buddy, these are Nerd of Anarchy scritches. Oh, that was a good one, Nerd of Anarchy. You got a stretch out of those scritches. All right. Let's see. We'll start with the Mariners game. The Orioles win 11-2. Royals win 4-0. A no-hitter. Cole Reagan's no-hitter. Nice. Playoff no-hitter. How many stolen bases? Playoff no-hitter. 1 walk, too. Only 1 walk. No errors. 1 walk away from a perfect game. Wow, that's it. Oh, look at these stolen bases. Gore, Witt, Beltran, Gore, Offerman, Gore with 2. So 7 stolen bases in that game. A 1 walk no hitter. That's awesome. Let's screenshot that. Congratulations, Cole Reagan's on a playoff no hitter. All right. NL starts against the Brewers. Mets 6-4. Don't worry, they're going to Met eventually. They will Met soon enough. The Dodgers win 9-6. Wow, in 14 innings, the Orioles win 10-6, scoring 4 in the top of the 14th. And Orioles win 4-1. Lugo gets the win. How many stolen bases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stolen bases. Merrifield and Beltran each got 2. All right, 8-6. This might be where the Mets start to Met. Dodgers win 3-2. They take a 2-0 series lead. AL's on a travel day. We're going to switch it up. AL's going to play. NL's going to be on a travel day. Mariners win 7-4, so they cut the series lead 2-1. And the Royals in 10 innings sweep the Reds. Wait, sweep. Oh, division series. That's right. Sorry, yeah. 12-3. How many stolen bases? Merrifield, Beltran, Gore B with 2. Gore C with 5. Gore C stole 5 bases in one game. Wathan with 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 11 stolen bases. Half of them from one player. Wow. That's incredible. We did get 2 caught saved, but 11 steals for 2 caught. I will take that ratio any day. 5. I got to screenshot that. In a playoff game, no less. All right. I might need to take Crouton for a walk here. I'm a little worried that he's going to pee in the house. He's giving me that look. Okay, let's see if we can get to the ALCS before I take a BRB. The Mets win 4-1. They haven't metted yet. They're up 2-1. The Padres win. They cut that series lead to 2-1. Baltimore trying to close out the Mariners. The Mariners win 12-3, 5 in the 8th. And so they force a game 5. Mets, can they close out the Brewers? They do. All right. We're going to wait till the NLCS to melt down. Dodgers win 7-6. They will be facing the Mets in the NLCS. And in Game 5, deciding Game 5 between the Mariners and the Orioles, it is the Mariners in 10 innings. They walk it off to head to the ALCS. All right, ALCS against our Royals. So, okay, I'm going to take... I'm going to do a 5-minute ad roll. It might take me a little longer to get back. I'm just taking him out to the curb so he can pee. It really depends on how long he wants to sniff around before he decides he has found a suitable spot. AKA the same exact spot every time. But he has to find a suitable spot to do his business. Alright, so I will see you all on the other side of the ad break. All right, looks like we're back from the ad break, and we are back from BRB. That is true. I do use the same spot. I do use the same 2 spots in the house every time. That is true. But I also don't sniff around to find it every time. That's the part where Crouton has to sniff around to find the same exact spot. Oh, it looks like the ads never ran, which is a bummer. Hopefully the ad break will not hit us then too soon. Am I sure? Maybe if I can't find the light switch at night, maybe I have to find it that way. All right, we are in the playoffs of our Terrance, Gore, Mickey Lolich tribute sim. Unfortunately, the Tigers have been eliminated in the ALDS, but the Terrance Gores continue on in the ALCS, starting a series against the Mariners. All right, game 1 is a 7-0 shutout. Cole Reagans goes 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Terrance Gore B goes 3 for 4. Terrance Gore C goes 2 for 4. Let's see how many stolen bases we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Terrance Gore B with 3 and Wathen with 2. 11 stolen bases in one game. All right, NLCS Game 1. Dodgers win 9-3. ALCS Game 2. Seth Lugo on the mound. It's a 4-2 win. Lugo goes 7 2/3 with 1 earned run. See how many stolen bases we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beltran with 3. 7 with no caught stealing. All right, we'll have a travel day for the AL. NL is going to go to Game 2. Dodgers win 4-3. This is where the Mets met. All right, NL's on a travel day. ALCS resumes with the Royals up 2-0. It's a 6-4 loss. Mariners scored 6 in the 5th inning. Stolen bases by Brett, Beltran, and Gore, so only 3 stolen bases that game. Okay, NLCS Game 3. Mets win 14-1. They saved up all their runs from the first 2 games for Game 3. And the ALCS. Royals win 7-3. How many stolen bases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, with Offerman chipping in 2 this time. Mets even up the series 2 apiece with a 3-2 win. And the Royals looking to close out the Mariners. And they do it. 6-0. Another shutout. Alec Marsh this time goes 7 1/3. Scoreless. How many stolen bases? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stolen bases. 2 caught stealing this time. All right, that gives the Royals plenty of time to rest, reset their rotation. Mets win 14-2, another big win as they take a 3-2 series lead. And of course, Terrance Gore did play for the Mets one season, so this could be a reunion of sorts. And I jinxed it, and we're going to lose because I jinxed it, and the Dodgers won Game 6, and now they're going to win Game 7 because I jinxed it. I got ahead of myself, started talking about the Mets meeting Terrance Gore, who played for the Mets, and now the Dodgers are going to win the series. Nope, the Mets win 7-4. Wow. They advance to the World Series. Severino, 6 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Nimmo goes 2 for 3 with a home run. All right, there'll be a travel day as Kansas City's going to host. Reagan's on the mound for game one. Who do the Mets have catching? Alvarez. How's his arm? 45 arm. That might not be good for the Mets. Oh, the Royals lose 2-1. Only 3 stolen bases, 1 caught stealing. 1 error by Alvarez behind the plate. This might be the first time the Royals have trailed this postseason. Game 2. Quintana against Lugo. 11-5 win. Terrance Gore B went 3 for 3 with 3 RBI. Let's see what the stolen bases look like. Carlos Beltran stole 3 again. Terrance Gore B stole 3. So 8 stolen bases, 1 caught stealing. I will take that ratio any day. Ties the series up 1 apiece as we head to a travel game. Yeah, there's the 45 arm, exactly. It waited till game 2 to rear its ugly head. It is a 6-3 win, 3 in the top of the 9th. Let's look at the game log. How many stolen bases were involved in that rally? Brett doubles, intentional walk to Beltran, strikeout, strikeout. Hit by, so base first and second and bases loaded, so no real chances for a stolen base. Then a double by Adalberto Mondesi. And then a strikeout, yeah. So no real chances there, but a big double after loading up the bases. How many stolen bases in the game, though? Just 4. Offerman had 2, and then 2 of the Terrance scorers had 1 apiece. But no caught stealing. So 4 steals, no caught stealing. I like that. All right, 2-1 series lead as we head to game 4. The Royals win a tight one, 3-2. All the runs scored in the first 3 innings, and the rest was the bullpens just hanging on for dear life. The Terrance score tribute team bullpen. It's all Lynch. 2 innings by Lynch. And Singer pitched 7 strong. 4 good innings after the rough first 3. Stolen bases. Merrifield. Terrance Gore B had 4. So 6, but 3 caught stealing. So not as good of a game. The 6 steals, 3 caught. Not such a favorable ratio. All right, headed to game 5. This isn't a potential elimination game. Well, I should say a potential championship game. With the Terrance Gore team up 3-1. Ooh, an 11-inning loss as the Mets walk it off in the bottom of the 11th. Let's see. Oh, look at this up and down. That seems like a fun game. 1, 2, 3, 4 steals, no caught stealing. Alvarez makes another error behind the plate. But yeah, Marsh got hit hard. 4 innings, 5 earned, 6 runs total, including a home run. All right, 3-2 as we head back to Kansas City. And Cole Reagan's on the mound, 2-1 with a .84 postseason ERA. He was 20-5 on the regular season, so definitely the one you want in an elimination game here. Potential World Series clinching game. Yeah, we did it. 8-2 win. Reagan's goes 6 1/3. How many stolen bases? I'm celebrating beating the Mets, which is not that common, but I did want Terrance Gore to have a good tribute sim here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stolen bases against 3 caught stealing. Not a great ratio, but Terrance Gore C had 14 steals in the postseason, which is pretty outstanding. All right, congratulations. Terrance Gore tribute team wins the World Series. Mickey Lolich tribute team makes it to the playoffs. And one of the Mickey Loliches led the majors, led the league in strikeouts. Let's take a look at those stats, actually. First, we'll look at the AL pitching stats. And let's look at the Mickey Loliches. Now, led by the Kansas City pitching staff, first and second ERA, including Lugo with a sub-2, first, second, and third in wins. Did the Loliches break into the top 10? No, they did not. Not in innings pitched, but they did strikeouts. First, third, and fourth in strikeouts were various versions of Mickey Lolich. First and second in strikeouts per 9. First, second, fourth, and fifth in strikeouts per 9. Wow. That's awesome. First in strikeouts to walk ratio. Eighth and ninth in whip. First, third, fourth, and sixth in FIP. It is fielding independent, so it is assisted by the strikeouts, so that makes sense. Sixth, seventh in R-WAR. Seventh and eighth in batting average against. Yeah, nice job. Nice job by the Loliches. And 1973, Mickey Lolich forced into the bullpen with 40 shutdowns. Not bad. And then batting leaders in the AL. We'll still right to stolen bases. Oh, triples too. All the Gores had at least a dozen triples. That's awesome. Bobby Witt Jr. with 12 and Beltran with 10. The three Gores were first, second, and third in stolen bases. All had at least 120. Beltran had 115. Merrifield with 98. Offram with 89. Almost six players with almost 100 stolen bases. 4 with 100, 1 with almost 100, and 1 with almost 90. Well, I didn't like them because I was a Mets fan, and one of those Kansas City teams beat the Mets in the World Series. But I thought Terrance Gore was a very likable player, and he did play with the Mets for one season. And so, even though he did not play for long in the majors, and even when he was there, I was very surprised how light his stats were. He just didn't play a lot. He just stole a lot of bases. Not even a lot, just stole bases. But he just made a very big impression on me as a fan. And so brutal news to hear that he died at 34 last week. So glad to see that he simmed so well tonight. That was awesome. And the Loliches too. Mickey Lolich passed away last week, and he pitched really well tonight. So, and that's kind of my goal. I want to highlight these players when we do these tribute sims, and so it's great when they really perform well. All right, let's go to the postseason awards. Now, I believe the AI will weigh the stolen bases and things like Silver Slugger, but we'll see. So let's go to the mailbox for this. And, we have to finish the day. Finish the playoffs. So we'll save the game here. And then we'll advance to the Gold Glove Awards. Oh, sorry, Great Glove Awards. Great Glove Awards. Yeah, I have mixed feelings. At least they didn't go into panic buying mode, But I do think they're falling back into the old habits of buying players with, I'll say, more downside left than upside left. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. I have mixed feelings about it. It could end up being good. It could end up being bad. It's hard to say, but at least it's not outright bad. I just thought they'd be more active going after the Japanese players, which they. I don't know if they tried and couldn't get it done, or. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how those signings worked out. How about you? How did you feel about the Phillies and Yankees off seasons? Because I guess you still follow both. I think you started a Yankees fan and became a Phillies fan. Does your wife's a Phillies fan? So do you follow both off seasons then? All right, let's go to the mailbox and see how the Great Glove Awards went. Okay, so the Royals got 2 of them. Let's see how the Tigers did. Because we're looking for combined. We should look in the right league. That would help. So Wathan, Urshela at 3rd, Bobby Witt Jr. Oh, wait a second. Are the Gold Gloves just Kansas City? The Gold Gloves might be just Kansas City. Let me look at the pack giveaway for them. I think the Gold Gloves, I switched to just Kansas City. Let's see. Nope, Royals and Tigers Gold Glove winners. They're both running out the same players, so you don't have extra. Yeah, and they also, I think, tend to be more active during the season too, right? So maybe they'll acquire some players during the season. So Wathan, Urshela, Bobby Witt Jr. So three Gold Gloves. Relief pitcher of the year. While it's not one of the pack giveaway questions. Mickey Lolich, 1st and 2nd. Nice. 1975 Mickey Lolich sweeps it. 12 and 7. That's a lot of decisions for a reliever. 26 saves. 125 strikeouts and 123rd and 2/3 innings. Love that. Mickey Lolich getting a Relief Pitcher of the Year award. Not that he was a reliever in real life. For the vast majority of his career was a starter. But when you have 12 Loliches on your team, some of them have to go to the pen. So the 75 Lolich making the best of that. Platinum Stick Awards. Just one from the Royals, Whit Merrifield. See how the Tigers did. Yeah, Whit Merrifield. He did the 333. 98 stolen bases. 12-man rotation makes sense to Nerd of Anarchy. And then the tail end of the rotation is like relieving. Like the reliever role just rolls. That's great. Let's see. So no Tigers either? Yeah, just one. Between the two teams, just one. Whit Merrifield. I have a feeling no one guessed 0 or 1 on that question, but we'll see. Rookie of the year, I don't think we have anyone eligible. Oh, Colt Keith was eligible. He came in 2nd. I meant none of the imported players were eligible. I don't. Oh no, there would have been a rookie Lolich in there, but yeah. But he didn't make the top 4 in voting. How did that rookie Lolich do, by the way? It would have been the 63 Lolich. Oh, he barely pitched. He had 33 to 3rd innings. 7.29 ERA. All right, Cy Young Award. I mean, the Cy Young Award might come from Kansas City instead of the Loliches. But the question was from either team, so will a player from either team win the Cy Young Award? Seth Lugo takes it. Yeah, he had a great season. Look at this. It's Lugo Reagans from Kansas City, then a Mariner, then Lolich. So the two teams account for 4 out of the 5 Cy Young top 5. That's pretty good. But it was a yes on the Cy Young. And then the MVP. Now this is interesting. It's going to depend a lot on how the voters are going to value the stolen bases. Because Beltran hit 33 home runs, hit 310, and had 115 stolen bases. I don't think anyone's ever had 3,100 club, have they? That's got to be a first. And then Whit Merrifield, I think, did he lead the league in batting? 333, 10 home runs, 98 stolen bases. So it's really going to depend. Our chances are going to depend on how the AI is going to value the stolen bases in MVP voting. Yeah, we did not win. Maybe is there a Tiger who would have been in the running? Oh, Byron Buxton. Beltran came in third, got 2 first place votes. It must value the stolen bases somewhat because Merrifield came in 6th. And then Brett came in 8th with a very nice 69-point total. 10th was Bobby Witt Jr. with 53 points. Kerry Carpenter was Detroit's only representative there, 3rd from last with 3 points. But yeah, Carlos Beltran came in 3rd in voting, had 2 first place votes. I like when this happens. Buxton had fewer first place votes than J-Ram, but did get more points. So Byron Buxton took it. You know, he hit 40 home runs, hit 331. That's a legit MVP campaign. Had 25 stolen bases there to kind of as a kicker. So no on the MVP. But we do have enough information now that we can do the pack giveaway. So let me put that up. There are 3 of you in the contest tonight. Hopefully we'll have more tonight when we do the PTMS drafting. We'll have a couple of pack giveaways tonight during that. Oh, Holler makes a good point. Injury is turned off makes sense as Buxton's time to shine. Okay. Will the Royals make the playoffs? Yes, they did. Will the Tigers make the playoffs? Yes, they did. So everyone's still in it. Will the Royals make it to the World Series? Only one person thought so. Nerd of Anarchy comes in first place. So we are going to now skip to the second place questions with the Holler and Kynan 360 in it. If it had come down to the tiebreaker, combined wins. I'll be curious to see who would have been the closest there. The combined wins were 114 and 91. So 205. 205 combined wins. Wow, Nerd of Anarchy nailed that too. Nerd of Anarchy was the closest, and then Kynan 360 would have gotten that as a tiebreaker. But that's not how we do it. That's not how we do it. Anarchy wins. So, look, whoever makes it to the deciding question in the Survivor Cell part gets 3 bonus points. But since Kynan 360 and the Holler will each get 3 bonus points, I'm just going to call it a wash, and we won't worry about the bonus points. All right, so let's resize some columns, and we'll get to crack it on the second place questions. So Net of Anarchy has already won, so we're going to color code his green so we don't have to score those. Now, that also means his answers don't have any bearing on the second place questions. It's just between the Holler and Kind of 360. All right, how many All-Stars? There were 9 combined All-Stars. Kind of 360 gets the point there. Combined Gold Glove winners, there were 3, so the Holler gets a point there. Combined Platinum Stick Awards, just 1. The Holler. Okay, the mouse hover questions. We're taking the offense from the Royals. So here's what the mouse hover looks like. If you go over the Royals, they were first, and 27th in home runs. Nice. They were optimized for speed, not for power. And then the Tigers for the defensive questions. 3rd, 1st, and 18th. Actually, the Royals might have been first in ERA. They were. Wow. Nice. And the Royals, designed for speed, 1st in defensive efficiency. All right, so let's go back to this. Mouse hover questions, starting with runs scored. 1st, so that's kind of 360 closer with a guess of 3rd. Batting average, 1st. That's the Holler, closer with a guess of 4th. And then home runs, 27th. The Holler with a great guess of 23rd. Gets that one. On the defensive side, ERA, 3rd. So kind of 360 gets that one. Strikeouts thrown, 1st. The Holler gets that one. And then defensive efficiency, 18th. So the Holler gets out. Holler's out to a pretty decent lead here as we head to the batting questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 for Holler, 3 for Kind of 360. All right, this was a tricky question because it's a team built for speed, but how many home runs for the team leader in home runs? It did have Carlos Beltran, Bobby Witt Jr., and George Brett. Beltran had 33. And you're each 6 away. Unbelievably, you guys are equally far from the 33. 6 under and 6 over. Amazing. So you guys are going to split that one. You each get a point there. Batting average. At least 300 plate appearances. Whit Merrifield hit 333. So Kina's going to take that one. OPS. Mondesi, not quite enough plate appearances. He had an OPS of 994, but only 246 plate appearances. Beltran with a 952. The Holler takes that one. Highest batter WAR on the Royals. 9.3 by Beltran. So Kind of 360 takes that one. So after the batting questions, the Holler picks up 2 more. Kind of 360 picks up 3 more. So the lead narrows to 2 as we head to the pitching questions. Now we switch over to the Tigers pitching. All right, the most strikeouts on the team, that was 285 by the 1969 Mickey Lolich. So that's going to be Kind of 360. ERA with at least 100 innings pitched. Out of the bullpen, the 1975 Mickey Lolich with a 3.13. So the Holler gets that one. Okay, Whip with at least 100 innings pitched. Lowest Whip. 1971 Mickey Lolich, 1.09. Kinen 360 almost gets that exactly right, just off by 0.01. And then Pitcher War, the best Pitcher War was 5.3 by 1969 Mickey Lolich. So Kinen 360 gets that one. So head into the final question after the pitching section. 9 for the holler, and 9 for Kinen 360. And Kinen 360 got the most recent question right. So as of right now, Kinen 360 is winning. But the final question we added was how many stolen bases by the Royals leader in stolen bases. With the meme answer, and also with the saying that we use a lot, not close, but closest. The holler. Not even close at all, but closest. The team leader in stolen bases had 130. Hold on. Let me get the exact number here. 132 by Terrance Gore A. The holler is closest. So with the final tiebreak, it is 10-9. The holler. So Nerd America first place. The holler second place. Yeah, just over half the total. Oh, what was the team total? The projection was 930 something. What was the team total? $936. The AI was spot on. I think the AI said 938. Let's see. $934 and 936 was the final. AI spot on. Wow. Oh, well, that was pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed that. I think it turned out well for both Mickey Lolich and Terrance Gore. I think they both performed very well in 2024. And yeah, so hope to see some of you tonight. I'll be doing my PTMS drafts. I've got 3 of those. We did some roster builds last night. Oh, and I have to remember to boost my variants. I haven't done that yet. I have 3 variants I need to boost for the traditional tournament. And then I will have special drops on Saturday for PTMS, along with a lot of the other affiliates. So, go around, get all your drops, and then come hang out late night while I'll be doing a recap of PTMS. And I think we'll probably have Flying WV playing some version of Creator Roster. So come hang out. Get packs. Alright, let me figure out what we're going to raid into here. Is anyone streaming Out of the Park Baseball right now? Oh, good. Hollywood Tie is streaming. Perfect. We're going to raid into Hollywood Tie 24. And hopefully he'll raid in Ezra. Because then Ezra will raid into me. So I'll just see you again. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I'm glad you had fun. Thanks for being here. And you'll be in good hands with Hollywood Tie. Also an affiliate streamer, so you will continue to get drops from him as well. Hollywood Tie 24. I'm going to raid into. Okay, he has follower or subscriber only chat. So if you do want to chat, you'll have to follow Hollywood Tie. But he is an affiliate streamer and worth following, so I don't think that's a big hurdle to overcome there. Ken Beck, thank you, appreciate it. You're very welcome. If you were fans of Terrance Gore or Mickey Lolich, I hope you think that this did them justice. And yeah, and not that it's not sad that Mickey Lolich passed away, but man, 34-year-old Terrance Gore with 3 kids. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. So thoughts to their families, and thanks everyone for being here. But this is the way I like to remember them. And now I'll it really kind of cements in my mind how good they were, because they really killed it in this sim.